Really?
No. Right, guys, so you join us here in Ben's office, because he's posh, he actually has an office.
I do.
He also has his own business on the screen, BRJ Fabrications, where he makes stuff like that, or like this, or something as plain and simple as a handle. So BRJ Fabrications, do you want to explain what you do?
Yeah, I do ornamental welding, homewares, pretty much anything that I set my mind to be honest.
Yeah, so ornamental, lighting, homewares, decorative, also the roses that you do, and things like a giant candle holder. Basically, a lot of ornate kind of things, handcrafted items. So feel free to go and check out brjfabrications.co.uk. Yeah, brjfabrications.co.uk. A link will be in the description. So, what we're talking about today is obviously we've been a bit quiet on the channel at the minute. You've seen what's happening with the SLK. What I plan to do moving forward now is take a bit of a gamble, and it could either pay off or it could fall flat on its face. I'd rather hope that it pays off. So what we have been doing for the past few days is trying to work out a website for M111, and what this website will do is essentially be more of a sort of distribution type based website. We may make some things. Ben and his business may provide us with some manifolds, but we're not sure about that yet because of the what's involved in that. But to start with, I want to do things as simply as possible, with as smaller of an outlay as possible. So in the shop to start with, we would have things like head gaskets, head bolts, spark plugs, both stock spark plugs and two heat rangers cooler for over driven superchargers. Maybe some merchandise at some point. The shop is also going to have a breakers yard for used parts for those of you that are on a bit of a tighter budget. Info, how-tos, guides, specs, and eventually it'll expand from only doing M111 stuff to M104, M112 and M113 hopefully, but that's in a grander scheme of things as time goes on and things grow. That's if it goes in that direction. So obviously I'd like feedback on this idea as well, as to whether you guys think it will be a good idea and whether you guys would be interested in having sort of a one-stop shop for Mercedes M111 stuff. Obviously that's not going to be straight off the bat. It's going to be progressive, and it'll have to be progressive due to the nature of how I'm starting this with basically nothing. So I essentially need all the help I can get. But I want to show you guys that I'm serious about making M111 a bigger thing. So Ben, you want to get what we have so far up on the screen?
Yeah, when I can find the remote.
I'll just go wheeling around over here.
See if it works.
Probably fast forward this bit. One eternity later. Throw it at the TV then it will. Right guys, so this is the face of the website. It's still like beta at the minute. It's nowhere near going live. So got an eye-catching logo, professional looking backgrounds. Ben spent the best part of this morning making that single turbo image so we don't get any like copyright things. You know how you got to be careful these days. So we've got home, shop, gallery, contact us, about us, downloads and a checkout. We've also got links to YouTube and email. If you go to the shop, you can see we've also got a breaker's yard, merchandise, and we will have new parts as well. So by doing used parts as well, that opens up the market a bit for people that don't have as much money and are on a shoestring type budget to try and get things working, because we know that one all too well. So to start with, what I want to do in the shop is head gaskets, head bolts, spark plugs, both stock and 2 stages cooler for overdriven cars, and maybe like 4-bar fuel pressure regulators as well. They're a pretty commonly needed thing, but as time grows, the range will expand, and we'll also start adding a performance section. So M111 is going to be more of a distribution type business. We may make some parts ourselves, but it's going to be mainly trying to create, the end goal is trying to create a one-stop shop where you can come and get parts for predominantly the M111 engines. As time goes on, we'll also expand to M104, M112 and M113 engines, basically anything that you will find in a 90s Mercedes, because obviously that's our area of knowledge. As much as we like some of the newer Mercs and we like the even older Mercs, but realistically most of us are trying to keep these modern classics on the road, so we need a place to be able to get the parts from without having to spend days on Google to try and find them. So also incorporated into the site will be a gallery. This will host pictures of both projects. So those 2 are our IS200s, my smart car, door pods that Ben made for speakers. He's got them somewhere as well. That's in a Wagoner, but he's actually got some door pods for a W202 as well. This will have our projects and customer and fan cars. So we're trying to also aim this towards community, as well as being able to provide a place to get spares and such like from. Also, what I would like to do is add a donate button as well, and that's more for the YouTube kind of stuff, because obviously that's been a key factor recently in the lack of content, and that is obviously the expense of it all. Also, there will be merchandise at some point. I'm not sure when that will start. We're only a small channel, but my main goal with all of this is to ultimately turn M111 from a channel into a business, but still have the channel there to provide the help and advice in video format for you guys. As you can see, we're also going to have links on the website to the YouTube channel, to the videos, along with the how-to guides will be written as well. It's going to take a bit of time to do, and Ben's spent a lot of time already getting this to this stage. And so it's going to be baby steps. It's basically start off with the smallest outlay and try and grow it all from there. But to be able to grow it from there, we need all the help we can get. So I want opinions, advice, ideas on what you think of this as becoming a website and a sort of distribution centre for M111 stuff. The main thing is I just want to make it easier for us all to be able to find and buy parts, because there's a lot of us out there thinking, oh, well, nobody really makes anything for the M111 engines. I'll tell you what, that's not true. And since I've started this channel, I have found out about so many individuals that make great parts, great engineering at not insane prices either, across the world, right? Now my concept is if I can work with them, I can bring them to you so that you're not having to trawl Facebook, trawl Google, trying really hard to find these parts. You will be able to find them right at one place, which is M111. So is there anything you'd like to add, Ben?
No, other than where I'm currently working on the checkout system. It's quite a bit of coding. All the payments will be processed via PayPal because it's basically better for the buyer. Refund policies and stuff like that. I mean, it's the usual policy. If it's faulty, return it within 14 days of receipt of the item, as by distance selling regulations, really. Everybody knows what PayPal is, so you just log in, pay for your order, that's it, simple.
Yeah.
I'm going to implement the donate button, which will be down here, and then it's just more work on the shop, like putting items in there, and then I'm going to try and do a blog so that you can update your followers with the news and the happenings on it and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that's what I'm going to try and aim for over the weekend probably, and go from there with it.
Good stuff. Right, so obviously, as you guys saw then, Ben pointed out, using PayPal for the payment system. And this is the main thing because we all know PayPal, we all know it's secure, and we all feel a lot more confident when using it, I'd say. Also, PayPal is going to be the way that the donation button works as well. So everything is going to be safe and secure. When you choose to purchase from us, you haven't got to worry about your card details going missing. So with that said, that's it for this video. So from me and Ben, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, I hope you're as stoked about this as we are.